Okay, good morning. Namaste to all. Welcome to self-evaluation session of 13th batch. Namaste, Gopal Bhaiya.
नमस्ते दीदी।
Should we start, Bhaiya?
जी दीदी जी।
जी. Today we have sharing of a Jampana Usha Didi. Usha Didi, Namaste.
Namaste, Didi.
जी. Usha Didi is working as faculty in Department of English in Raghu Engineering College at Visakhapatnam. Didi completed first workshop in June 2021, then UHV2 in August 22. Then Didi also did face-to-face workshop UHV2 in May 24. Didi is regularly attending SCR weekly meeting and also volunteering in calling work in morning session. Didi was also LPC for 5-day face-to-face workshop in her college. Didi started attending morning session from 10th batch and is regular attending from 11th batch only. So I welcome Usha Didi. You can start your sharing, Didi.
Namaste, Didi. Namaste, Gopal Bhaiya. Namaste, Sabiko. Didi, my voice is audible, Didi?
Ji, Didi, your voice is audible and your video is also clear, Didi.
Thank you, Didi. So, namaste to everyone. As Didi already introduced me, I am Usha. And Didi already introduced my UHV journey. So, I would like to tell a bit about my family. I live with my husband and my mother-in-law. I have a son and he completed his education and he lives in US. He also got married, so both my son and my daughter-in-law they work in US. I also my parents, my father and mother, they live close by. They are 20 kilometers away from my place. So once in a while I also travel to my parents and I take care of them. So this is all about my introduction. And coming to my UHV journey and what I explore in through these morning sessions. So when I look back at my journey with UHV, I realize that it has been both a learning and a transforming experience. It has not been a straight path. There were times when I fully got engaged with the content, and sometimes I felt a lot of harmony within. And there were also times when I lost contact with this and I felt this disharmony. When my parents both were unwell, both my parents were unwell, then we had to take care of them. So that time I lost touch with the content and I felt the disharmony very clearly visible. This experience helped me to understand that transformation is continuous process and that being in regular touch with the content is essential for me. With this, I would like to share in detail the exploration of the exercises step by step with my own examples. Step 1, observation of my imagination. At first, this step was just information. Gradually, I began to experience harmony whenever I could observe my imagination without flowing it with it. Simply being a witness of my desire, thought, and expectations. This doesn't happen all the times. Many times I still get carried away by my imagination. And sometimes it even continues, I feel it's even continues in my sleep also. It's like I can observe sometimes like it goes on. Still, the overall time of my awareness has increased. And I can sense a clear ease in me when I am aware of my imagination. I'm not yet completely able to separate desire, thought, and expectations all the time. I'm not able to do it. But with practice, I can see that the separation happens more often and it's possible. I would like to share an example over here. Recently, when my sister shared her concern about her daughter's marriage proposal from a faraway place, despite checking with all the relatives and acquaintances, like everyone, we could not find anything, any reliable information about the family. So she was worried, and I also began to flow with the worry. The moment I noticed my imagination running and projecting all the fears and the worst case scenarios, I paused, I returned to the observation and considered the options instead of fear. That shift from imagination to observation helped me support my sister very calm and to look at the practical steps like what could be done. The situation itself and did not instantly change. The situation did not change, but at least, I had this inner peace and I can help her calm down and think a bit about it. Coming to step two, observing whether my feelings are naturally acceptable to me. These days, I actively check whether the feelings I'm holding are naturally acceptable to me. Sometimes, even when I know a feeling is not naturally acceptable, I still flow with it for a while before I step out of it. Many times, though, I can observe it and come out sooner. From childhood, I always wanted others to think good of me. To achieve that, I often did not voice my opinions or my own choices. This created a silent disharmony inside me. I continued this even after marriage. As years went by, the unexpressed build-up it began to show up outwardly. I felt guilty and helpless because I didn't know how to stop it. And expressing it did not give relief. Instead, it increased my distrust. So, through exploration, I understood that the root cause of my disharmony is my own imagination, not the people or situation outside. Seeing that I can observe my imagination instead of being driven by it has reduced the intensity and duration of my disharmony. What I do now, I try to name the feeling. I ask myself, is this naturally acceptable to me? If not, I pause and I try to shift my attention back to my observation. Step three, seeing disharmony clearly and identifying triggers. Earlier, I used to think the other is the problem and the other needs to change. Now I can clearly see when I'm in disharmony and what triggers it, mostly my own preconditioning and assumptions. I used to doubt others' intention a lot and imagine what they might be thinking about me. I still catch such thoughts sometimes, but I come out of it much faster than before. I ask, what do I actually know and what I am assuming? And this brings me back. Step four, who decides my feelings? As information, it is very clear to me that I decide my feeling, not the other person. In living, I still sometimes slip into blaming. The difference now is that I become aware of it quickly and return to ownership. I can choose a response aligned with my natural acceptance, and this happens much faster nowadays than before. Step 5, feelings based on understanding versus assumptions. I see a direct connection. When my feelings are based on understanding, I am in harmony when based on understanding, I am in harmony, and when based on assumption, I am in disharmony. For example, sometimes I grumble about my husband's health habits, especially about seeking pleasure from food. Soon I remember he does have the intention to reduce his weight and take care of his health. What is lacking is the competence. Recognizing the distinction between intention and competence brings me back to harmony. From there, I can think of ways how to support him instead of opposing him, like planning something simple for him so that he can follow it. My learning from this is assuming they don't care quickly creates opposition. Seeing the intention allows concern to express as support rather than complaining. Step 6A, relationship is naturally acceptable to me. When I hold the feeling of relationship, my day moves with ease. When I hold opposition, I feel immediate discomfort. This verification repeats itself daily and strengthens my trust in right feelings. Step 6B, coexistence is naturally acceptable to me. I have always felt connected with nature. I do not feel troubled when birds or squirrels eat some of the fruits from our trees. I feel happy to share a part with them. For example, my parents, they live in a village close by. So their house is surrounded by all fields around. So they have all these hens, cocks, and all this. So during my recent visit to my parents' home, my mother, it is a daily routine for her to feed the grain, to feed the hens and cocks with the grains. So that morning I was watching her doing it. So after the hens and cocks ate, then it was whatever was left, the crows came and ate. Then after the crows, then the squirrels and the rats came and ate. Then after that, last, it was the turn of the pigeons. They came and completed whatever was left. So watching this simple sequence gave me a deep joy. It felt like witnessing a small rhythm of the coexistence, like where everyone has a place. Coexistence is not just an idea, I could see that. It is visible in everyday life when I look without any opposition. Step 7A and 7B, verifying harmony versus disharmony in living. I observe that I'm in harmony and happiness only when I hold the feelings of relationship, harmony, and coexistence. Whenever I slip into opposition or assumption, like disharmony rises. When I notice any disharmony, I return to observation and right feelings. Exercise 2, exploring the self and the body. Step 1, seeing that I am a separate entity from the body. It is clear to me that I am distinct from my body. This clarity shows up in how I can watch bodily sensations and also decide how to proceed. Step 2, I give instructions to the body. The body is my tool. I observe that I send information to my body when needed. I recognize the body as an instrument, and how I use it depends on me. Now my food habits are more conscious. Taste, which was the dominant of my choices, is no longer the primary driver. Nourishment for the body matters more to me now. Now I treat the body like my car. I maintain it well and fuel it properly. It serves well. Only then it serves well. I understand it. Just as I choose trusted fuel for my car, I choose nourishing food for my body. I am responsible for the health of the body is very clear to me, and I follow it in my day-to-day living. Planning my meals for nourishment rather than only for taste. That's what I do nowadays. And this reduced a lot of my health issues. Selecting and reading, step 3, selecting and reading bodily sensations. I noticed that I can choose which sensation to pay attention to. Earlier, I used to be worried about small bodily disharmonies and even felt resentful. Why is this happening to me? I also decide which sensations to read now and which to set aside because they are not important in that moment. And step 4 and 5, I see that the body is an instrument. These steps are very unclear to me earlier, but now I understand that I'm not the sensation and I'm not in the sensation, I'm different from the sensation. Because of this, I can sometimes ignore sensations that are not important to read in that moment. For example, in June, at my sister's housewarming function, I had to move around a lot to help her. By evening, my legs were aching. And many of us who were involved in doing all the things, everyone got tired and they started resting, stopped. I was also tired, but I saw that there was yet some tasks to be done. So I completed the remaining task with a little bit of help from my sister. I could do that because I could see the purpose. Finishing what was needed. That mattered more for me at that time. Later, after that, I rested. So this experience, it verified that I can prioritize purpose over temporary sensations when I feel that it is sensible or I have to do something. Like my learning from that was recognizing the distinction between self and sensation allows me to respond according to the purpose instead of reacting to every discomfort. Step 6A, reacting when sanskar is based on assumption. When my sanskar is driven by assumption, I tend to react. I can share an example over here from my class. When I see student using a mobile in the class, I used to react with the assumption that students nowadays don't want to study. Now I don't allow the usage of phone in the class, but I also check my assumption. I remind myself that actually their intention is to study, but various factors influence them and they may feel helpless at times. So, what I do is I talk to them, try to understand their situation, and find out ways to make the content more engaging for them. So, I learned from that dropping the assumption reduces opposition and opens space for dialogue and better facilitation. Step 6B, responding naturally when sanskar is based on understanding. With understanding, I can respond with patience, clarity, and compassion. The outer boundary, no phones during class, remains the same, but the inner feeling shift from irritation to concern, which changes the quality of this interaction. It did change the quality of my interaction with my students because of this. Step 7, coexistence of self and body with the space. I understand that both myself and the body are in coexistence with space. Space is all pervading and energetic, and our existence depends on it. I understand it, and I need to explore it more deeply. But at current levels, I can already see how a calmer inner state seems to align my energy and supports the body better. That I am able to see now. So now I would like to share the practices that sustain my transformation, whatever is going on. Staying connected with content, I verified during my parents' illness that losing touch with the content increases disharmony. So I plan a daily touch, listening or reading. Even it may be for a shorter time, but it helps me. So being in touch with the content helps me a lot. I regularly attend, it's my commitment is that I regularly attend the regional meetings and the morning sessions. Take up morning sessions calling sometimes, and recently I also started doing a bit for the international conference, not much, but yes. And as mentioned by Didi, in June 2025, there was a 5-day face-to-face workshop in our college. So I put a bit of effort into it to see that it was initiated and it went on well. Personal growth and focus. I am rebuilding the habits of checking my imagination, especially during emotionally charged moments, and verifying my feeling against this natural acceptance. What has changed in me? I noticed disharmony earlier and returned to observation sooner. So I don't say that I don't have this disharmony, it is there, but I notice it and I come back. I am less driven by the urge to see as right now. and more driven to harmony. I distinguish intention from competence in myself and in others also, and this reduces opposition in me. I feel more stable inside and see my participation in the larger order more clearly. What I will work on next, consistency of awareness, extending the duration of observation so I don't flow with my imagination as easily, even during sometimes I feel that I need to spend a little more time on this observation to make it a bit better. Bringing information and living. So, converting what I know, I decide my feelings into consistent practice, especially in close relationships and in the classroom. Deeper exploration of my coexistence, verifying in my daily routine how my energy, my body, and space are in mutual harmony. I need to understand this a bit more about the space. And I want to express my gratitude to all my mentors, to the co-explorers and the regional coordinators who have helped me a lot. They handheld me on my path. I am more stable inside now than before, and I am committed to deepening my exploration. I will keep my daily touch with the content, and I know it's very important for me for increasing my observation, verifying my feelings against my natural acceptance, and participate meaningfully in the larger order. And I started my journey and I am walking it one step verified after the other. And I know there's a long way to go, and I'm committed to this. I thank everyone who helped me on this journey, especially this morning session. It really helps me a lot. And I feel that it's a kind of medicine for me. Like every morning, there's a dose for me, which keeps me on my track. Or whenever I lose it, it brings me back to my track. Thank you, Baya. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Usha Didi. Very nice sharing. Now I would like to invite Gopal Bhaiya for his guidance on Didi's sharing. Ji. Namaste Gopal Babu Bhaiya.
Namaste, Didi.
Namaste, Baya.
Ji. So very nice sharing, Didi.
Thank you, Baya.
Ji, Didi. So you have touched all these steps, and important is you are able to see glimpse of this harmony. So you are able to see your state of being when you are in harmony, and also you are able to see the state of being when you are not in harmony. So this awareness is very important. So whenever we are able to see these two different state of being in me, then naturally we get encouraged to move towards harmony, to continue the harmony. And also this difference help us to see that I am able to ensure my harmony. I have that potential and I can ensure it. So that in that context, it is important to see our state of being in different situation. So very nice, Didi, that you are able to see that, and the way you are answering the question, it shows that you are trying to relate this process in your and daily life. So that is also an important, and people are also appreciating you. They are able to notice some changes in you. That is also appreciable. So you are involved, Didi, in other activities of UHV other than class?
Yes, Bhaiya. I attend the SCR weekly meetings and I do a bit of write a report every week of the meeting and do the recap of it. Sometimes I moderate. And other than that, I in my college, we have a group of like 13 faculty who are teaching this UHV for the 40 sections that we have. So every once in a week, we all like whoever is available for that time, we all meet for an hour. Every Monday from 3 to 4, we meet for an hour and we discuss the content. And someone every week, someone is going to present the content a bit. And after that, we discuss like what was our experience of that week and like where we need to improve ourselves or what we need to do. We take the inputs from everyone. And that helps us a lot in being on track. We do it in our college, we do it. And apart from that, yes. Uh, I am also in one team development team, and I also attend that. And I'm in touch with this content by and trying to improve myself like little by little, step by step. That's what. And there's a lot of improvement from my last batch and now. How I say that I was a lot of unrest at that time. I knew that I was doing wrong and I knew that I had to change myself, but that that period was very difficult. Like I used to tell that there's a turmoil inside me. Like I have a lot of trouble inside me. I'm not able to solve it. It was always there and all. But now I feel I it's more calmer now. I understand this transformation. I understand it goes on slow. I understand that I'm a human being. I may do a mistake or something like that, but I immediately I understand that I come out of it and identify what I have done wrong. And I understand that I should not do it again. So that is there, that more calmness is there in me. I'm more stable inside. That's what it not always I don't say that, but that state of inner harmony is much better now. And I know how it helps me to be calmer and how pleasant it is when I have it. And so that helps me to work for it.
Ji, ji. So that is very nice, Didi, because you have good sanskar in you. That's why whenever you are in turmoil, your sanskar is inclined towards changing yourself. They are not blaming others. So this thought that I need to change myself, I need to improve myself, I need to come out of this state. So these sanskars help us for the growth of consciousness. So that is very important. Otherwise, generally what people do whenever they feel uncomfortable, they try to avoid and they try to blame others. But this tendency that I need to change myself, why I am being happy, I need to come out of this situation. So this tendency is very good, Didi, and it shows that you have good sanskars. That's why your sanskars are enforcing that do work on yourself rather than changing the circumstances. So that is very good, Didi. And second, as you are sharing that you are doing meeting with faculty members, all 13 faculty members. So that is also a good activity, Didi. In our college, we do the same activity. So we also conduct weekly meeting with those faculty members who are teaching UHV2. So that is also a good activity, Didi. You can give this recording of UHV2 to each faculty member. So after listening one video, one lecture, you all can discuss together. So it will enhance our conceptual part also. And as you shared that you are moderating this session, you are team member of this online sessions. So that is also an important activity there. Whenever we sum up the content, whenever we listen the recording, the content reinforce our sanskars. So all the activities you are involved are very important, Didi. And definitely it will help in your growth. So that is important, Didi. So are you conducting workshops for students also, Didi, in your institute?
Yes, Baya, it is not a complete workshop, but yes, we do that. We do that, Baya. For this batch who just came recently, like our classes started from yesterday, we are planning for that, Baya.
Hmm. So one activity you can do, Didi, that you select 3 or 4 students from each section.
Yes, Baya.
So generally 10% students I found very inclined towards this UHP content. And you can catch them in 3 or 4 classes. So from each section you select 3 to 4 or 5 students that seems inclined. Then you and your faculty members can conduct session on specific topics after the college time.
Mhm.
Like on
Yes, Baya.
relationship. So you conduct these kind of sessions, relationship, how to get mentally stable, how to overcome my gaps, what I am, what I naturally want to be. So such kind of topics appeals to students. And these 4 to 5 students from each section, suppose 20 to 25 students, if they are able to resolve their issues, they will propagate this content among students very exponentially. So gradually you will be able to see the impact of this content on students also. And you can also document all those activities to show the authority of the college. So in this manner, this expansion will happen. So I can remember that when I started this activity in my college, only 5 students came in first batch.
Okay.
And out of 5, 2 students continued the session. But today, whenever we declare a workshop, we get over responses. Our batches get overflowed. So that you can also do in your college, Didi.
Sure, Baya. Sure. Thank you, Baya. Sure, Baya. We'll start, Baya.
जी. So namaste, Didi, and best
Nam
wishes from my side.
Namaste, Baya. Namaste. Thank you a lot, Baya.
Namaste.